Why was no one allowed to interact with the dog on set? What was done to calm Dylan O'Brien's fears about the stunt work? And which unexpected connection does Love and Monsters have with Stranger Things? Hi, I'm Dylan. Let's dive right in. The goodest boy in the whole world! Look, Love and Monsters might be about a romance in the middle of the monster apocalypse, but everyone is tuning into the film for one reason and one reason alone. Boy, the bravest and bestest dog in the world! And this vital role was actually fulfilled by two doggos named Hero and Dodge. Interestingly enough, it was hugely important for the pups and Dylan to bond, so no one else was allowed to interact with the dogs on the day when they filmed scenes together. But it wasn't just the time they spent together on screen that was important, it was also the moments behind it. Before even filming had started, Dylan would head off to the ranch which the dogs stayed on and hang out with them, helping to build an off-set relationship. Fortunately, he found his co-stars to be the best part of the movie, telling The Hollywood Reporter, "I love dogs and I loved these dogs. I mean, I can't tell you how many mornings I would arrive to set and just immediately get on the ground and have them climb all over me and lick my face." Well, they certainly sound like the best kind of co-workers to have. Plus, who wouldn't want to receive licks and kisses from beautiful pooches all day long? Based on Fallout. A protagonist in the middle of the apocalypse and his companion is a brave and loyal dog? Where have we heard this all before? Sounds awfully familiar to the Fallout video game series, doesn't it? Well, many fans have certainly picked up on the similarities and asked the same question as well. To date, no one involved in the film has confirmed if it's influenced by the popular game or not, but that's probably because of the fear of a pending lawsuit if they do. That being said, Fallout doesn't own the exclusive rights to this trope either, as it too was inspired by something else, a 1975 film titled A Boy and His Dog. And again, it's a story about a boy and a dog in the apocalypse. Sheesh, you'd think someone would just make a movie about these best friends playing in the park or something. You know, just to spice it up a little. So, in all likelihood, Love and Monsters was probably inspired by A Boy and His Dog as well, even if it describes itself as Mad Max meets Zombieland with a John Hughes-esque love story. Whichever it is, just don't expect to see Boy or Joel making an appearance in Fallout anytime soon. How to make a monster. Looking at Love and Monsters creatures, it's crazy to think that the film only cost $30 million. Seriously, just look at this thing. While the movie definitely makes use of CGI for the larger creatures, it also got clever with the use of practical effects. Some props were created and even used by the visual effects team for extra authenticity while also cutting down on the CG costs. Just look at this creature for a behind-the-scenes clip as an example. Not so scary anymore, is it? It definitely harks back to the days of Jim Henson's Creature Shop, where puppets, suits, and animatronics were used in film instead of intricate computer-generated visuals. Producer Shawn Levy revealed that the team built as many monster components as possible, though he does believe this actually challenged the CGI to be even better. He told Screen Rant, "If you have a real monster claw in a shot with your actor, then guess what? When the visual effects team does a digital monster, that monster needs to look as real as that claw. So it builds a bar into the movie that the VFX team has to meet. But what about the actors and all the monster effects? What was the deal with that? Good news! We'll be covering that next." Interacting with the monster effects. For Dylan, he's used to acting next to tennis balls, especially after his work on Teen Wolf and The Maze Runner. But while there were a few CG placeholders in Love and Monsters, he also had to experience the monster's clutches pulling and tossing him around firsthand. Instead of Dylan just flinging himself against the floors or walls like a madman, the filmmakers actually helped him out a bit. For example, when he's getting dragged around on the floor, it's actually a prop that's tied to his leg and he's pulled by a crew member off screen, just like this. Looks pretty fun, right? Also, remember that scene where the monster pulls him up by his leg and holds him upside down? He was actually pulled up in the air through the use of clever wire work. Dylan says that communication is the key to getting these scenes spot on, especially because of the mixture of CG and practical effects. He told The Hollywood Reporter, "You should always be talking to your director and your visual effects supervisor. Really having them tell you what it's going to be, what it's supposed to be, so you can let your imagination take it from there is the only way to do it." While it's important to get the shot right, it's even more critical to ensure that the people are safe on set at all times. And for Dylan, this was a non-negotiable. Allaying Dylan's fears. While filming the last Maze Runner film, Dylan suffered a terrible and life-threatening injury. It was an excruciating and long road to recovery, but he came out on top at the end. That being said, he does admit that he sees stunt work much differently than before and scrutinizes everything thoroughly before he does it. Fortunately, Love and Monsters managed to calm any nerves he might have had by bringing in stunt coordinator Glenn Sunter, who worked with him when he had to redo the third Maze Runner. Chatting about Glenn's presence to The Hollywood Reporter, Dillon said, "He's someone who prioritizes safety above anything. Above it looking cool, above achieving something for the director, above feeling pressured from time on the day to make the day and getting yelled at by people." Naturally, Dillon is a lot more conscious of what he does since his accident, and he feels the presence of someone like Glenn makes him feel more safe and confident on set. At the end of the day, actors are performers, but that doesn't mean they should be endangering themselves for a scene. It's good to see there are still people like Glenn who take health and safety seriously. Michael Rooker's Fluffed scene. When it comes to character actors, you can't go wrong with Michael. For years, he's built up a reputation as being able to play oddball and stoic characters. Behind the scenes, though, he's actually a riot. In fact, James Gunn once described him as crazy and possessing a maniacal laugh, saying he's just a much bigger personality than he usually plays on screen. So it should come as no surprise that Michael also had a good time on Love and Monsters. In this scene, you can see him smiling because he's already messed up a few times, but like a professional, he goes with it. Though it's only temporary because he finally cracks. Eventually, he falls down when he realizes the rope is on the wrong side of him.
How many things could go wrong in that one?
But this wasn't the only fun that Michael had on set, as he revealed the Screen Rant. He said, "Ariana and Dillon, all three of us, even before the read-through, we were constantly cracking jokes with one another and just going at it. It was beautiful." The poor director. I don't know how he handled us. Dogs, laughs, and great people. What more could you want from a job? The unexpected Stranger Things connection. Shawn Levy is well known for being a powerhouse producer in Hollywood. However, one of his biggest crowning achievements still remains bringing Stranger Things to life. Unsatisfied with just one monster property though, he also served as an executive producer on Love and Monsters. But the Hawkins connection doesn't just end at the obvious link here. The film's cinematographer Lachlan Milne also has some deep history with Stranger Things, and Shawn believes his sensibilities brought a different kind of magic to Love and Monsters. Speaking to Screen Rant, Shawn said the following: "Lachlan shoots Stranger Things for me, and I've worked with him a lot very personally as a director on my episodes. He brings such visual instincts and such a genial, warm, collaborative spirit. In fact, it isn't too difficult to see how Lachlan's eye influenced the overall look and feel of Love and Monsters either. There is definitely an element of Stranger Things dancing around on screen, and even in the tone, and it probably made the film stronger because of it." Now, the only question is, do both these properties live in the same fictional universe? Because if they do, it might be the greatest crossover of all time, don't you think? Well, we definitely love Love and Monsters, but what about you? Would you like to see us explore this film even more? Let us know in the comments section down below if there are any other topics you have in mind. And while you're at it, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for some more awesome times. Thanks for watching.